talk to you about onboarding or how to train your champions of tomorrow, like I like to call it. We'll go over how you can improve your onboarding to support the growth of your organization and unlock the full potential of your tech team. So my name is Alexia. I'm the manager of technological expertise development at Petal. You can find me on LinkedIn. I have a strong background in development. I've been at Petal for over 8 years, and there I went through various roles from developers to team lead to tech lead to other things. And now with this position, I have the chance to focus on my interest on mentoring and coaching and also develop my management skills. So it's a great opportunity for me to have this new challenge. And because this talk is strongly rooted in my own experience at Petal, let's go over some context just so you have a better grasp of what I was facing when I started with this journey. So Petal is a Canadian healthcare company founded in 2010. We are a leader in the industry, and our platform helps healthcare organizations to orchestrate the care delivering for their patients. So we have helped over 75,000 healthcare professionals, and over 10 million patients benefited from our solutions. These past few years, we went through strong growth, and we have now more than double the employees we had before the pandemic. We are now at around 400, and this is 100% hybrid or remote work. So now that we have more context, let's dive into the subject. What is onboarding? It's the action and process of integrating a new hire into an organization to help them become a successful employee. When you think of a complete, great, full onboarding experience, you probably think of some key elements. Elements like obtaining your hardware access, meeting your colleagues, get familiar with culture and policies, have some training options, read the documentations, familiarize yourself with the project and the context, understand the process and the practices that are in place, and finally, start to explore and contribute. Sadly, more often than not, this is not how it goes. And many of these steps are overlooked entirely. So you will probably arrive, have your laptop, meet some people. If you are lucky, you will get some culture points, policies are given, but then you step right through into explore and contribute. And this kind of preparation is making your new hire to be very ill-equipped to start and contribute with real value to your company. So what are the benefits of a great onboarding experience? Well, first, it's good for business. You will observe that your productivity has increased, time for competence is way faster, so your people will start to contribute with higher value way earlier. And you will also observe a reduction of turnover rates, ending up in lowering your cost for the turnover. It will also help with your culture. So if you have any support diversity, equity, inclusion initiative, it's a great way to support that. It's also great for improving your employee experience overall. It also helps with your collaboration and knowledge culture. So by working on your onboarding, you will increase the collective knowledge in your enterprise, and you will also find new ways to cultivate your future champions. It supports the growth of your people. Involving your staff will give them opportunities to demonstrate and develop new skills. You will shine within the organization and will probably inspire others to rise. Both your current employee and your new hire will feel value from having a great onboarding experience and being involved. They will have a strong sense of belonging and will probably start to contribute differently. So go beyond their day-to-day work. All of this combined together will help you polish your brand image. When you have a great experience at the company, more often than not, you want to share this with the people that you know. So before you know it, people will be sharing with their peers. This will end up with a positive impact on your brand, employer brand, and you will start to attract top talents. So those are examples of benefits from a great onboarding. And we at Petal decided to invest in onboarding, which is why I'm kind of here today to talk to you. So let me tell you about our success story. Back in 2020, there was a little something worldwide called COVID-19. So we went through a pandemic. Crisis and injury is all over the world. Many sectors are hitting hard, and healthcare is especially having a hard time to deal with all of this. So what this does in turn is enabling company in the health tech sector to start to improve, change, better opportunities for modernization. So for us, it ended up in a hyper-growth period in 2021. And with this came challenges, both for the business and the human. And we had quite a rough patch around this time, which led in early 2022 to the creation of Petal Academy. So I was personally already involved in many of the onboarding and supporting process that we had in place, but never before did I face such capacity of new people coming in. And back then, I was also kind of thinking of my current role there. I wanted some change. I was not sure if I wanted to keep going with what I was doing. So I came up with this idea of having an entity dedicated to supporting our staff, both the current and the new one. I pitched that to the company and they trusted me. They believe in my vision, and they basically give me a white card to go forward with this. And early 2022, it was launched. And by the end of this year, someone joined my team. So it was no more a solo project, but really a team effort. And throughout 2023, we really focused on expanding our onboarding experience, and we are now supporting every role in the tech department. It was hard work, but it really did pay. And for 2024, because we had such great success with our experience with our own department, we are looking to expand to other departments. So if we look at numbers to give you a better idea of how this all went down, since 2020, we added 260% growth in headcount. That's 59 people onboarded in 2023 alone. And we are currently fully supporting 15 roles and are working on more roles to add to our pool of possible onboarding experience. The classic onboarding experience with us start week one. So day one, we meet you, and it will go over 3 weeks. Gradually, the newcomer will integrate the team. At week 4, they are fully integrated in their teams. We have also observed a reduced turnover, but over 50%, and our satisfaction polls are through the roof, which is really satisfying to see when you go from an okay score to a very great score. And basically, everyone who went through this new improved onboarding experience had super positive feedback to give. So that was how it went for us. So great, you want to do this too. So maybe you wonder, where do I start? How do I get to improve my onboarding? Well, the first thing I suggest you do is start with an introspection. You will want to reflect on things that you are doing, on things that you are not doing, and how you are doing them. You will also want to take newcomers' feedback. There is a lot to learn from the experience of your past new hires. Also take your current employee inputs. They are the forefront of dealing with newcomers, and you probably have many ideas of how you can improve this. So by doing this holistic approach, you would have a way wider, a better understanding of the situation than if you were doing it by yourself, and this will allow you to have a better plan of action. Speaking of actions, I strongly suggest that you prioritize a few quick wins to give you momentum, and that you also include some high effort items for a maximum impact. And keep in mind that this is a forever work in progress. It's work with iteration, and it will never be perfect. If you aim for perfection, it will hold you back. Don't be afraid to mess up a little bit at the beginning. The important thing is that you start, and then you can build up on that. Once you have done your assessment, you will have find some items, some weak points that you want to address. Those weak points are different from an organization to another. They are even different from one of your own team to another, but we have a few usual suspects, which we can classify in various categories. So we have inadequate organization. This is how you welcome the new person that is coming to your company. You also have insufficient support, and this has to do with how you are able to accompany them through their integration period. Difficulty finding information and lack of documentation are tightly linked together. No surprise there, but they are not mutually exclusive. So you could have great documentation, but be bad at publishing it, making it available for people or discoverable. So they are linked, not dependent. This will also lead to a lack of understanding of the context and complexity that you could have avoided. And mixed with that, process inefficiency, you are in for a wild ride. And those last four categories, they are not just a problem for your new hire, they are impacting your whole team at all time, at all level. And addressing those will not only help your onboarding, but have great benefits for your whole team. So some quick wins to give you momentum. I strongly suggest that you start addressing organization and support. Addressing this will have a very quick impact on your new hire, and they will reap the effect of this very fast. So as for organization, make sure that you provide hardware, software, and access on day one. If you can't or won't, make sure that this will not prevent the person of doing what is expected from them. Have a plan and a timeline. The less improvise it is, the more predictable it becomes. And it's way easier to insert this in someone's agenda if you have a good idea of how much time you need and where in the timeline the stuff that you want to do happens. And you also want to communicate this and milestones to your new hire and follow up on them. It will help them to organize their time and prioritize tasks so that at the end of the integration period, they are way more well equipped to be a fully functional employee. As for support, you will want to assign a mentor, but don't go and just assign a random someone or a teammate. You want to make sure that this person is available, that this person is willing to do it, that they have some knowledge on the kind of roles that the person is joining is going to have. There's nothing welcoming when your mentor is making you feel like you are a burden. Ensure that the mentor and the team are available. So if someone joins the team, you'll probably want to adjust velocity or the stuff that you have to deliver just to make sure that they are not, that with the newcomer doesn't come more trouble for the team. And you want also to value relationship between the newcomer and the team. The last thing you want for this person is to feel isolated, especially in a remote or hybrid situation. If you have the option to have some in-person time with this person, even if you are fully remote, please do it. Even a few days, even just the first day, having this human connection is really important for the newcomers, and it will make them feel a lot more a part of the team and the organization than if you let them alone on their side. As for high efforts, it's harder to accomplish, harder to fit in everyone's schedule versus what we have to deliver. But with this come great rewards. So don't discard it just yet. Lack of documentation is something very hard to address because generally speaking, we are not good at doing this. And it's the same for basically every roles and basically every organization. But this doesn't mean that we can get things better with not low effort, but without this being a full burden. So one trick that I suggest you is to systematically record presentations and transcribe information. Communication tools like Slack or Teams or things like this are great for exchanging idea, asking questions, getting information, but everything that goes there is drowned in history, and you don't want to let this disappear in the future. So make sure that you have a space where you can keep all of this information, both recordings like audio, video, and text. It's great to have this on hand for the future. You also want to document your code. And in this scenario, your repos and your IDEs are your friends. So don't be afraid to explore tools and leverage AI. There's a lot of things that can be done automatically or generated or suggested to reduce the amount of work that everyone has to do. And when your documentation is right where your code base is, it's often a lot more easier to find it, to understand it, and to actually read it, because you can have information and then people don't care about it. So it's a great place to have it. And regarding difficulty finding information, make sure that you establish communication channels. So you want to be sure that your people, both new and current, know where to find information, where to ask questions, where they are supposed to receive communication. So you want to make sure that everyone is on the same ground for this. And also make sure that you have a single source of truth. So if I do find an information, I have to be sure that it is not only the best version I can find, but it's also up to date. So solutions like Conference, Notion, SharePoint, those are great options to keep everything at the same place. And once you have settled on where the information is, you'll maximize your chance of people to actually look for it. And you also want to give visibility to your current and new content, especially new content. So you have set up your communication channel, you have your source of truth. You want to make sure that people know when there are new stuff on there, because let's be serious, not everyone is looking at all their notifications at all time. So have a way to give visibility to your content. And those are things that will affect not only your new hire, but your current team. And working on both of them will slowly but surely reduce the next struggle, which is context and complexity. Having documentation and having access to it is a great way to help better understand the context or reduce complexity. Adding diagrams, schemas, charts, images, any other kind of visual support is a great way to reduce complexity, and it will contribute to your documentation. So this is a great way to help your people. You will also want to share your organization history and evolution with a newcomer, and this will reduce questions like, why was this done like that? Or why was this decision taken? And this will also probably reduce the need that some people have to reinvent the wheel. So communicate them where you come from and where you want to go. It will help everyone to have a better understanding. And of course, when available, provide training and documentation. As for process inefficiency, it's way harder to fix. There is no one solution, depend on your problems. But a few tips I can give you is choose a proven framework or a methodology instead of just copying some trend that is out there. Those have been tried, they have been proved, and they will probably be a great help for you. You also want to adopt style guides, best practices, and testing strategy. So this will keep everyone on the same ground. Your projects will be way more uniform. Things will be done the same way, so it will reduce complexity. And you also want to improve your SDLC and or CI/CD pipelines if you are shipping in this kind of way. At the end of the day, what you want is for your teams, your department, your process to go smoothly. You want them to be predictable, and you want to reduce any risk associated with this. So those are tips of things I have done at my own company. It's not a one-fits-all solution. It's great tips, but you will want to make sure that whatever you do with your onboarding, you will make it your own. You will want to tailor it to your organization specific needs. Collect feedback from your new hires. Always consider your current staff too. Support transformation with data-driven insights. I did not give a lot of example in my presentation, but looking for satisfaction polls and turnover are a good example of KPIs you can track. And using both those approach will give you you will be way more better equipped to iterate and keep improving if you understand what you are not doing great and where you are doing great. You also want to personalize your experience based on the roles and the levels of the people that you are welcoming, and consider the individuality when doing so. By being flexible, you will have an experience that feel unique to them, and they will feel valued, and they will probably want to share with their peers. And mixing medias and platforms will also have great impact. So I suggest you don't go fully with just one solution. You will want to have a mix of stuff to read, person-to-person meetings, some video, recorded video. So try to really expand the ways you are communicating your information that you are trying to get through, and doing so will also by default adapt to how people are better at learning. So for some it's hearing, for others it's reading. So by mixing this, you will have a maximum impact on your new people. And don't be afraid to go grassroots. So for me, it started by being grassroots. So I was pushing to make sure that the people we were welcoming were feeling welcome, and that we were prepared to welcome them. And for me, it went from a grassroots initiative to presenting this to the organization, and then we went fully on board with this. So don't be afraid to be the actor of change for your own organization in bettering your onboarding process. So if you take only a few takeaways, if you remember only a few things for my presentation on your own journey for improving your onboarding, make it the following. So start early, iterate, and improve. Accept that this is a forever work in progress. Don't aim for perfection. Perfection will only hold you back. And you will never be done with this because there will always be something new. But the more effort you put in, the more complete your onboarding will be for your new people. Get your staff involved. There's great opportunity for growth by getting them involved. They are also at the forefront of onboarding, so they are probably having a lot of ideas on how you can improve things or where you should do things differently. So get them involved, and investing in your onboarding will benefit you far beyond the few weeks of a new hire. It will be impactful for your organization. It will be impactful for your people, and you will reach the benefits of your efforts for many years to come. So that was basically it for me. I went a bit fast. I hope it's okay. If you have questions, I'd be happy to answer. You can find me here. You can find me on LinkedIn. And thank you for having me.